The following may contain offensive language, adult humor, and or content that some viewers may find offensive. The views and opinions expressed by any one speaker does not explicitly or necessarily reflect or represent those of Mark Radulich or W2M Network. Please listen with caution, or don't listen at all.
Hey! A triple feature, 3 films up on the screen. One's a little heavy, one's a little sleek, and one's just caught between.
We'll laugh and cry and overanalyze, dig through themes with wide, wild eyes.
Grab some popcorn, take your seat.
3 times the fun, 3 times the treat.
Hey! A triple feature!
That's what we're here to do.
What we're here to do.
Buckle up, the lights go down, and we'll watch
Them all with you!
Merry Christmas, everybody. It's that time of year again. We're actually continuing our celebration of Christmas here on the Radulich and Broadcasting Network. We last Sunday we did the Trans-Siberian Orchestra Ghost of Christmas Eve on the Metal Hammer of Doom. And on Thursday we looked at Scrooge, the Bill Murray Christmas classic rendition of A Christmas Carol. And here, this is the second time we've done, I think, 3 streaming Christmas movies on Triple Feature right before Christmas. And I believe this is actually our last of the Christmas-specific shows. We are looking at Oh, What Fun from Amazon Prime, A Merry Little Xmas from Netflix, and Jingle Bell Heist from Xmas. And joining me to partake in the holiday cheer is the merry one, merry little Jesse Starcher. How do you do, sir?
That is me. My goodness. Well, let's see. Yesterday we have officially got one Christmas out of the way. We still have another and then one more. So we are on the Christmas trail right now, as a matter of fact, here at the Starcher household. So I don't know how many Christmases you are going to be celebrating, but it seems like all week we've got stuff spaced out.
Erica had her college-age daughter, I think she's 20, her 20-year-old daughter come over during the week. She was supposed to come with her boyfriend, but the plans of mice and men often go astray.
Oh, indeed.
So Lola and Colin did not come down together. Instead, Lola came down and we had dinner together. We ended up getting fancy Chinese food, not like dirty Chinese food like you would normally get from
fancy.
The same kind of Chinese food places that are everywhere. It's like 3 tables, a green floor, and angry Chinese people, passive aggressively making you food.
Oh yeah,
with various woks that are on fire. And they all have General Tso's chicken, Jesse.
That's
Every
right.
last one of them. Do you know General Tso's chicken is not really a Chinese food dish?
Well, I had no idea.
Yeah, that's a lot of dirty Chinese food places. I like to call them, though. My girlfriend was like, I don't know why you call them dirty. What's dirty about them? I was like, I don't know. Those places always look dirty. Not that I don't eat from there. I eat from there all the time. Chinese food. But I read a book about like the 10 greatest like Chinese food places on earth or some shit like that. It's on my reading list on Goodreads. Eventually I'll do a TikTok on it. I'm way behind on Radulich University stuff. But I remember them saying, like, I'm not counting any of those places. Like in the book, there's like the 10 best Chinese food places can't be like one in the basement of an abandoned building behind the door that says beware of the leopard.
right.
Those don't count. You may like them, but they may have great food, but I'm not counting those. So it was like the 10 like legitimately best Chinese food places in the world. And then part of this like whole history of Chinese food book is discussing how much of what we consider Chinese food is actually just an American invention. More cultural appropriation, Jesse. All of that.
Look at us go.
All of that to say, we had fancy Chinese food from a fancy Chinese restaurant. That was more like an Asian fusion place. It had like ramen and pho and shit like that, and bowls. I had a bowl, Jesse. I had a salmon bowl.
All right.
Like that. Yeah.
That sounds tasty.
Mm-hmm. And chicken on a stick.
All right. Yep. Sounds fancy.
Yeah. So Christmas Eve is the real celebration. That's the main event. That's the Hogan Andre, The Rock, Steve Austin, John Cena, Gunther.
Oh,
So yeah, Erica, myself, and the kids are gonna bring a bag of presents and go to my parents' house. My mom like made this huge deal about like, oh, I went to the like you know something you always ask for. Like I made sure I got it for you. She's just always trying to like, impress me in some way. Like, look what I did for you, so that I can control you and manipulate you in some way. Guys, I know your game, Mom.
Oh man.
But she's like, I got you like something special. I'm like, oh, was it a beef Wellington? She's like, no. When have you ever asked for a beef Wellington? I'm like, I ask for beef Wellington all the time. No one makes it for me because nobody loves me. Because I'm also manipulative and passive aggressive, as you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not just you, Jesse. I don't just torture you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm not surprised. I don't know why you think I would be surprised.
Right. So I was like, well, if it's not a beef Wellington, it'll be a disappointment. And my mom was like, God damn it, I hate you. Like, Merry Christmas, everybody. So yeah, we're Christmas Eve. We go to my parents' house and open presents and get through whatever Christmas dinner they concocted. After that, the kids go back to their mom. Short visit with my kids this week because of Christmas, because this is normally my week.
Right.
But so I got them today. We saw Avatar.
Oh, okay.
Here, a quick preview of tomorrow's Damn You Hollywood. I loved it. Robert hated it. Great. Moving. It's actually I actually think it's the best of the three. Like, I don't want to oversell it.
Surprise.
But it's
all right.
It's kind of the return of the. It's kind of the return of the king of the trilogy. Like, it's that good. I'm not saying it's as good as Return of the King.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's as good as Return of the King, but you know how like Lord of the Rings is one of the few trilogies where it gets better with each successive movie, and it just fucking grand slams out of the park.
Yeah.
With Lord of the Rings. Yeah, Fire and Ash is the Return of the King of Avatar movies. I was not looking. None of us were looking forward to this. It was like the Trail of Tears. So it was a really busy theater. When I went to my local AMC, and normally I park like right in front of the theater. There's usually, depending, we usually go on Sundays. I don't do the big Friday rush anymore. We go on Sundays, and I can usually park right in front of the theater. I had to park all the way in the back where the garbage smell was, according to my son. He's like, "What's that smell?" I'm like, "It's garbage." Wait, where do you think the garbage goes? The trash heap? Who's spoken? Yeah. You old heads. That was a Fraggle Rock fan. Fraggle Rock reference.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, so we had to park all the way in the back, and then it was like me, my daughter, and my son walking to the theater. It was like the fucking Trail of Tears. It was like 3.5 hours of a James Cameron movie. No,
my gosh.
No, not anything but this.
It is legitimately 3.5 hours.
It is almost 3.5 hours, bro. It's fucking long. But I'll tell you, I'll tell you, it earned every minute of it. It is better than Way of the Water, and I am on record of saying I don't like the first Avatar movie. I think it's dumb. They really leaned, like, again, kind of comparing it to Lord of the Rings. It's the payoff of a lot of setup.
Okay.
Like, this is now a fully formed world, and it has a very cathartic ending. Also, if you like your Quentin Tarantino style wish fulfillment, wish fulfillment movie where you turn history on its head and you kind of see what would happen if history went this way, like basically like Inglourious Bastards is a wish fulfillment historical power fantasy of what if the Jews had fought back and killed the Nazis instead of being marched into ovens. That's Inglourious Bastards. This kind of the same thing. Like, hear me out. What if we gave the Native Americans machine guns?
Oh boy.
Well, how would that work out for the colonists? How would that work out for the American government?
Not very well, I assume.
Yeah. So it's kind of that movie, which was a lot of fun to watch if you're really into seeing a representative of like American colonialism be fucking killed repeatedly on screen in just awesome Cthulhu-esque ways.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah. So if I know you don't leave the house ever, but if you should find yourself desiring to leave the house and go to the movies, go see Avatar. It's worth watching on screen. We saw it in 3D. Looks great. Like the opening's a little janky, but after that, it actually looks really good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, I've always heard that those films are beautiful to look at. So
yeah, the first two for sure, but they lack in story. This one, the opposite. So just to finish up what started with how many Christmases are you doing, and I have to do a 20-minute dissertation on every aspect of my life. Christmas Day. While the kids are back with their mom, I will be at home with Erica. It'll be just the two of us. We're kind of done with Christmas by that point. But she's going to make some steaks, and I'm going to watch 12 hours of football, and she's going to do laps around the house. That's what she's going to do.
No, well, okay, all right.
You know, occasionally, just occasionally ask me to cuddle. You know, that's how that works.
Okay, all right.
So. You ready to get into these Christmas movies?
I am, by golly.
All right. These are not as much fun as last year. No Merry Little Gentleman or Hot Frosty.
Frosty.
I am still telling people about Hot Frosty, by the way.
What was Merry Little Gentleman?
That was the one where the woman tries to save her parents' bar by doing an all-male review that I watched for content with my children.
I do not even remember that. Was I even part of that one?
I said that was Merry. He asked me what Merry Little Gentleman was.
Oh, I thought you said Hot Frosty.
Well, I did say Hot Frosty. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we did a live watch along to Merry Little Gentleman. It was a lot of fun.
Okay, I wasn't part of that. I don't think I watched that with you.
Not
okay.
At all. No. I saved that one for the children.
Yes.
All right.
Yes,
this year features a couple of streaming era Christmas movies examining how modern holiday films handle conflict, resentment, and I'm in the wrong one. Today's triple feature looks like disposable streaming Christmas fluff on paper. Take two. Hot Frosty, but taken together, it accidentally maps the fault lines of modern holiday storytelling. Specifically, how contemporary films deal with resentment, emotional labor, and conflict when they're terrified of offending their audience. We're talking Oh, What Fun, and Merry Little Xmas, and Jingle Bell Heist. 3 straight-to-streaming releases aimed squarely at adults who still want Christmas movies but no longer want fairy tales. Jingle Bell Heist is the cleanest entry point because it's the most openly artificial. Produced as a Netflix holiday original, it leans into the caper format, a genre designed to externalize conflict instead of emotional conversations. You get planning, motion, obstacles, and risk. The movie is built for younger adult viewers and broad international appeal. Recognizable stars with Gen Z and millennial crossover, a brisk runtime, and a Christmas Eve setting that turns consumer spectacle into a playground for crime. Its production DNA is familiar. Netflix holiday movies are designed for completion rates and rewatchable comfort. But the key difference here is that the conflict isn't processed, it's acted out. Economic pressure, frustration, and dissatisfaction don't become speeches, they become a plot. That alone makes it feel alive compared to the most algorithm-approved seasonal content. Then you have Merry Little Xmas, a movie that nearly made me vomit. Which exists at the opposite end of the spectrum. For a very specific reason, Jesse, which we'll get into.
Oh, all right, then.
This is a Netflix rom-com engineered for emotional safety. It's aimed at adults fluent in therapy culture, particularly millennials and older Gen Z viewers who have internalized the language of boundaries, processing, and emotional validation. The production isn't incompetent, it's intentional. Every conflict is verbalized, clarified, and softened. Characters rarely behave badly without immediately explaining themselves. Growth is demonstrated not through sacrifice or consequence, but through correct emotional phrasing. The result is a movie that feels less like a romantic comedy and more like a dramatized group therapy exercise where no one is allowed to be truly wrong for very long. It's Christmas as conflict avoidance, wrapped in twinkle lights. And then there's my favorite of the three. Oh, what fun. Which is the most divisive of the three because it's the most honest. Produced for Prime Video and marketed as a holiday comedy, it's really a story about maternal exhaustion and invisible labor. Its target demographic is obvious middle-aged women, particularly mothers who recognize what it feels like to be competent enough that no one notices the cost. Christmas in this movie isn't magical, it's a stress test. The characters are flawed, resentful, passive-aggressive, and sometimes unlikable, because the movie allows burnout to exist without immediately translating it into inspirational language. That's why audience reactions split. For some viewers, especially moms, it felt painfully accurate. For others, it felt heavy, accusatory, or insufficiently fun. But unlike Xmas, the resentment here isn't sanitized, and unlike Jingle Bell Heist, it isn't displaced into spectacle. It just sits there, unresolved, because that's what exhaustion actually looks like. Taken together, these three movies form an unintended thesis about where we are culturally. Oh, What Fun shows resentment as lived experience. Merry Little Xmas bureaucratizes resentment into therapy speak until it loses its teeth. Jingle Bell Heist converts resentment into action and fantasy because movement is easier to watch than introspection. None of these films are masterpieces. But together they expose the same anxiety from three angles. What happens when the people doing the emotional and logistical work are no longer willing to absorb the cost quietly? This isn't really about Christmas. It's about how modern streaming movies are negotiating discomfort, whether they let it breathe, translate into language, or distract you from it entirely. And that's why this triple feature works, even if none of these films were meant to carry that weight. All right, let's get into Oh, What Fun, starring Michelle Pfeiffer and Dennis Leary and Felicity Jones. Here's the premise. Rich white family. Kids are grown. They all have lives.
White family.
See the side of that fucking house? Yeah, I don't know what Dennis Leary did, but
right.
Because of course, he's just there to fucking suck Michelle Pfeiffer's dick. But which he does well. He does a very good job of that in this movie.
Sure.
Anyway, so rich white family, empty nesters are Michelle Pfeiffer, who's married to Dennis Leary. Kids are home for the holidays. They are Felicity Jones, Evan Devins' girlfriend, whose name currently escapes me. Oh, gosh. Hang on.
He has so many.
Oh,
it's hard to keep track with Evan Devins.
Evan Devins got a lot of bitches. Chloe Grace Moretz.
Okay.
And then the other kid is, where is he? Oh, Dominic Sessa. So, they come home for the holidays, and mom has a lot of traditions. There are very specific family things that they do. And mom is like, hey, these things are important. You all are important to me. This is how we do Christmas. And Felicity Jones is like, what if we don't? And Dominic says, my girlfriend broke up with me, and that's all I care about. And Chloe Grace Moretz says, I'm a lesbian. And this is all and the family is very distracted. And you just kind of follow this family for a while until in the middle of Michelle Pfeiffer literally trying to keep up with the Joneses, there's this really passive aggressive relationship she has with the neighbors, and the neighbors got
blessings.
They're all rich. The neighbors got him a Richie Rich present, and Michelle Pfeiffer is like, well, I shan't be outdone.
Oh my god!
So she goes to give her another Richie Rich present. And everyone's kind of in a panic and just leaves. They're going to this Christmas concert that Michelle Pfeiffer got tickets for everybody for. And they leave Michelle Pfeiffer behind like she's fucking Kevin from Home Alone. And, complete with, face. So Michelle Pfeiffer's like, fuck all y'all. And just runs away from home. She ends up at a diner. A nice cowboy gives her a coat because it's cold. And then she ends up in a shitty motel. Her car gets towed. She ends up spending the night with, one of the chicks from fucking
Peacemaker.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say Orange is the New Black.
Orange is the New Black. Right.
Yeah. A subplot to this is Eva Longoria is a daytime talk show host, and she does this contest where you have to nominate your mom in order to be in. It's like the best moms at Christmas time, and all Michelle Pfeiffer wanted as a way of acknowledging her, because she's Roman Reigns, she wants to be acknowledged. She's the head of the table, right?
Oh, yeah.
The tribal chief.
Yeah.
is, she told her kids, nominate me for this. This is important to me.
Mhm.
And they're like, no, we're white and entitled and busy. I don't have time for you.
I don't
So
think they outright rejected her like you make it sound.
they were absent-minded.
They got a silly request and decided not to do anything with it, but continue.
You say it's silly. To me, it was the heart of the whole thing.
I did
Anyway.
not like this movie.
Hang on, you and me are about to have a big fight. Oh, good. You're starting off with a bang.
Yeah, I can tell you put this at the top because you liked it. Me and you are flipped on these three. So
me and you are. I love disagreeing with you. You're fun to disagree with.
We'll
unlike people on TikTok, I actually seek out disagreement as opposed to agreement.
Right.
I'm okay with biases because I'm an adult. But to get to the end of this, they didn't nominate her, and she's like, you know what I'm going to do? Fuck it. I'm going to go to the thing anyway and crash it because people can just do that. And as she
does not pick up the phone and say anything to her family.
No, she just fucks off.
She leaves.
And then she drives to the talk show. She gets on stage, and Ava Longoria is like, "Why aren't you here?" She's like, "Because I hate my children," or something like that. And she's like,
"My children hate me."
Yeah. And so she invites her back the next day, and they kind of do an Oprah reunion thing of like, we brought your family, and and then she like runs off stage and she's talking, and her and Felicity Jones have a coming to Jesus thing where it's just like, you take me for granted. It's like, we're adults who have our own lives, and I'm sorry, I probably could have handled this better, but really, running away, you're 100. What's wrong with you?
Right.
And so they were like, all right, so they do the Faramir line of, okay, well, now we know each other a little bit better. Let's maybe compromise. And so the next year they give Felicity Jones her way, and they have a ski trip, Christmas vacation. The lesbian has a new lesbian girlfriend. And the Dominic Sessa is now dating the neighbor's daughter. So they're one big, happy, rich family. All right, Jesse, you wanted to lead the discussion on these three movies, so let me put my collar on, Daddy. Lead away.
Yeah. Well, okay. So, oh, what fun, which I decidedly retitled First World Problems Christmas.
Oh, you suck so hard. Did you? I have a question of my own. Did you watch this with Mindy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. And we had a discussion afterwards, too.
Did she love it or hate it?
She absolutely identified.
Yeah,
with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Why do you hate women, Jesse?
Yeah, trust me, I had to navigate that day pretty carefully.
I was gonna say the only woman you like is Alexis.
She'd come out of this liking this too. I'd have the same disagreement.
I would no. I absolutely think Alexis would fucking hate this. First of all,
good.
Not enough superheroes and cartoon characters.
Oh, okay. Oh, shoot.
I'm going to shut up now and let you lead the discussion.
Okay. I mean, I usually, to peel back the curtain a little bit, I usually let ChatGPT work my feelings out here by asking questions. So we'll start with some basic stuff here first. I mean, like right off the bat, what were you kind of expecting going into this? Did you watch any trailers or anything? Or
I did not necessarily watch trailers for it. I may have seen a brief one, like, because I watch a lot of Amazon Prime because they've got the NBA now and football. So in the course of watching the NBA and football, I have probably seen a quick like clip for what fun. And it kind of, again, this is the year of trailers lying to me because it made it seem like this was like her, like the whole movie was like she was going to fuck off in the first 10 minutes of it. And the rest of the movie was going to be like her Thelma and Louise-esque misadventure at Christmas time.
Yeah.
So that's what I was really surprised when she doesn't fucking leave until like halfway through the movie.
Yeah, we're halfway through the movie and then she
doesn't go anywhere. Like, it's like Erica once told me like she had a really bad day once and she just kind of drove to Jacksonville and back, which is I think a 3-hour drive. Like that's basically what Michelle Pfeiffer does.
Yeah, I mean, granted, she did stay the night somewhere. She did get her car towed, like you mentioned. So there were some stakes here at this, but all right. So yeah, I didn't watch any trailers. I had no idea what I was getting into here. I just, Michelle Pfeiffer, I haven't seen her in anything in a while. So I was kind of excited to see her on screen. But yeah, I was kind of expecting like a broad, Christmas comedy here when we get into this thing. Now, okay, as a Christmas movie, how did you feel? I mean, how did this feel like this definitely felt at home for a Christmas movie?
I would like to answer you in the following way because I haven't told enough anecdotes tonight in the 25 minutes we've been talking. I was really tired Friday night. It was been a long week of work. I was fucking exhausted. I wasn't feeling well, but I didn't want to tell her, Lola, she couldn't come over. I was not going to do that to my girlfriend who had been waiting all week to see her. Right. So I pulled it together and I did the best that I could, but I was exhausted. And then after we ate dinner, I'm still trying to level out my blood sugar and everything. So I still sometimes will struggle after I eat to like stay awake for a little bit. And I really wanted to go lay down, especially because the Jake Paul fight was in a few hours, and I wanted to be up for that. Well, I wanted to be up for it because I was going to be on TikTok Live.
Right.
All I wanted to do was go lay down, but I didn't want to leave Erica and Lola, so I stayed on the couch. But I was like on my phone the entire time because I was so goddamn tired. And Erica goes, "Why don't you put on Elf?" I fucking hate
you.
Elf.
Hate that movie.
I hate Elf. It is 2 hours of Will Ferrell acting like a toddler screaming at the camera.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it. I fucking hate most Will Ferrell comedies because it's 2 hours of a very tall comedian screaming at the camera, acting like a toddler in every movie. I have heard people say Step Brothers is the height of comedy, and it makes me want to see the end of the world come faster.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one.
I fucking hate it. So I don't believe that every Christmas movie has to be like this light, fluffy, I as long as the movie kind of has a happy ending, like they resolve the conflict, I'm okay with things being dark.
Yeah.
So a movie that focuses on the invisible labor of mothers, especially around the holiday, where nobody lifts a finger to help, but everybody expects the holiday to be fucking magical. And, typically mothers do that all by themselves, or with very little help. I think a movie that kind of editorializes on that is not a bad idea.
Mm-hmm.
I really I empathized with the idea. Sure. I empathized with Michelle Pfeiffer's character.
Yeah.
So I really like this. This was for me because unlike Elf, which is retarded, this is actually, I think, a movie about what happens to people at Christmas time. And considering the amount of people I'm running into who are reacting to Christmas like it's a giant fucking burden. Like, if I have to hear one more person complain about buying gifts or just like, it's like, oh my God, I got to buy gifts for this person. And then we got to go to that person's house. And how about you just fucking stay home and don't give gifts then? Try to remember what the reason for the season is. Joy, togetherness, peace towards your fellow man. No, they've, because everybody has given in to the capitalism side of it, which
materialism.
Yeah, right. Because of that, everything now feels like exhaustive and a burden, and I'm like, that really ruins the fucking holiday.
It sure does.
So a movie that leans into that sort of thing, I think is great. I think movies should reflect the culture, not the other way around.
Yeah, I mean, kind of what I was expecting here, and we get this a little bit because I think most Christmas movies that I've watched where we get the family back together and all the crazy hijinks ensue because the family is back together. Those are fun. Those are kind of fun to. I watched Parenthood around Thanksgiving, which is I think similar vibe where all the family comes together and just watching these relationships interact with each other, like. The one daughter's problem with the other daughter's boyfriend or husband, I should say, where he's just too he's trying to identify with her in this movie, and he no matter what,
he's a straight male and she's a lesbian. These people have nothing in common.
But he thinks he's like, she's so cool. I wanna hang out with her,
Right.
But she will not give him the time of day. That was some rough stuff watching that.
Fuck off, old man.
Oh man.
Jason Schwartzman.
Gosh. Okay, so as far as the humor goes, it sounds like you you did all you didn't mind.
I mean,
this.
like, I didn't crack up laughing at any time. You know,
Okay.
this isn't Clue, but was I entertained by it? Yes.
Okay.
I think calling this a comedy is a bit of a stretch. I would say it's like at
a
best
dramedy.
A dramedy, yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I feel you. So Claire obviously felt relatable to you. Yeah, was she frustrating to you at all, like she was to me? I mean, I was frustrated with her.
Can you tell me why she was frustrating to you?
Because
I don't get
pick
that at all.
up a phone. Okay, let's talk about the moment where she.
You were so unforgiving of this woman in her plight.
This is what I was telling my wife. Okay, so the big crux of the what spins her out is when her family
leaves her fucking behind,
forgets her. Okay, look, this is a chaotic time. All these kids are here. All these family members are trying to get stuff together. She runs across the street because she's got to give the neighbor that she's feuding with a gift in order to one-ups her. You know, you got to just like you said, keep up with the Joneses, or in order to one-up her. What was it they were saying? I got you a little something. That's what it was. I got you a little something. So again, right here, we're already at a point where it's just completely bad motivation for this girl to go, this woman to go over there. All right, her family leaves her. They should have, but that's fine. You know, they leave her behind, and they forgot her, and it, unfortunately, I can tell you, I've never forgot a person in my life.
You never just left Mindy on the side
I've
of the
never
road.
left a family member accidentally.
First of all, I think if you left Mindy on the side of the road, she would scream Jesse. And wherever you were,
so loud,
you would come back.
Right. But anyway, so they get there and then they realize, oh my gosh, we made a mistake. But this whole time, the whole car ride there, she walks over to her house and she doesn't call them. She doesn't, because obviously what the movie is trying to portray is that she just snapped and that she's going to go off because she's felt forgotten, and she does all this work.
Hang on, you're missing a crucial element.
Oh, please tell me.
Right before that, she goes shopping with Felicity Jones, who tells her,
steals a candle.
Before that, Felicity Jones we don't want to do Christmas with you next year. We want to go skiing instead, because we're tired of all the things that are important to you. We'd like to do our own things that are important to us. And, can you just absorb all of that along with your already feelings of abandonment and being taken for granted? And then, then Michelle Pfeiffer fucking goes insane.
Right. I mean, she didn't want to talk about it. This is a film that really focuses on, I think my biggest problem with this whole film is the fact that there's no communication. Like, nobody wants to sit down and actually talk out what's going on or listen to what the other person is feeling. And Michelle Pfeiffer has these feelings. Okay. And you
must have loved Merry Little Xmas.
Like I said, we're flipped. You didn't like that one. I loved it. Well, okay. of the three, it's the best in my opinion. So
I think I figured out, and it's so weird because you would think The Therapist would like the Therapy Spook movie.
Right.
Nope.
Did not like it, huh?
Okay, so you want people to have higher emotional intelligence and maturity and communication. I know they already don't. I am deeply cynical, and I live in this world, and I'm a therapist by profession and training, and people struggle with this or they wouldn't be in fucking therapy. And it's I have to teach people the language of feelings and boundaries and emotions and whatnot, because they don't fucking know them. Because because people are not getting this growing up. They're getting abuse and neglect and trauma, and stoicism. That's what they're getting. They're not getting what you're asking for. So this family is behaving as the culture promotes, as opposed to Merry Little Xmas, which is wish fulfillment. over the summer, Alexis and I reviewed the Amazon Prime show. I Know What You Did Last Summer, and the last line of the show made me nearly punch my iPad. Where she's like, "If men would just go to therapy, everything would be better." Ugh.
Oh
Uh,
boy.
and that's like my whole problem with with it is, yes, I believe in these things as practice, but you have to, I think, confront the idea that this is not natural, and people are having to kind of learn it after the fact.
Mhm.
So, oh, what fun seems real to me, and I think that's what I like about it. And I think that goes deeper to between who you are and who I am. After all these years of doing this, I realize that like you in Alexis, the reason why, I'm not joking right now. I'm not doing a bit. You and Alexis very much cling to fantasy and prefer it, where I tend to cling to realism and prefer it.
Are you going to say that Merry Little Xmas was a fantasy
Yes,
when
the
we
way
talk
those,
about it? Okay. All
those
right.
fucking people, the way they were talking, that sledding scene, Jesse,
All right.
Avatar was real by comparison.
There are some over the top moments, but yeah, we'll talk about that when we
But
get
do you
to
see
it.
what I'm saying? Like, I feel like this movie gets closer to how people actually behave versus Merry Little Xmas is just how people wish they'd behave. And you seem to prefer that to
I
the
definitely
way people
prefer.
actually are.
Yes, I prefer people talking out their problems. I prefer when somebody is left behind picking up a phone and saying, "Hey guys, you left me behind." And then the fact that that one thing happened, you don't flip out and
It wasn't that one thing. It was a combination of things.
well, sure, but
Her being left behind was the last straw, Jesse.
The
It was
last
like a scary,
straw.
dude. But this is okay. Now this isn't even like a philosophical debate. You're missing like the whole movie happened that led to that point, and it was good movie structure. She's already missing her kids that don't communicate with her. Then they get there and they're resistant to all of the Christmas stuff that she's doing. She has the conflict with the neighbors. Felicity Jones doesn't want to do Christmas with her next year. This goes on and on and on and on, and then they leave her behind. It's not Home Alone where they do it in 10 minutes.
Right.
It's the entire length of the first half of the movie before, and then the big thing she wanted, the show of acknowledgement, none of them could be bothered to do.
I mean, I get it. I understand. I understand why you would feel neglected in that sense.
Mm-hmm.
I just do not understand the reaction that she had. And you make a valid point that, okay, yes, everything builds up to this, and this is the straw that broke the camel's back, and she did not handle it like she should have. Which can we agree on that?
Yes.
Okay.
You should not run away from home in your in your 60s or 70s.
That's pretty much where I landed. As soon as she did this, I was like, okay. Not only that, I mean, she was making bad decisions all the way up to that point. She ran out of a busy mall stealing a candle. All right. Funny moment, but still, I thought at some point she was going to turn around or drop the candle. No, she just took off with it because you know why? She has to have that. She has to have that. I don't know, that materialistic win over her neighbor. Again, first world problems, dude.
I'm not.
This
why
is
why do you hate white people?
Rich white people? I think everybody hates them now. Isn't that the trend?
There is something going on with you, and I don't want to be your therapist. I want to continue to be
please.
your friend.
Oh, I can't. If I could get away with being therapeuticized right now, I could use it.
There's something going on with you, and I can't quite place it, and I'd have to ask more questions, but this is not the time or the place. The thing with the candle, Jesse, was very simply was this poor woman was already like under duress, and her like rational logical thinking was more or less eroding.
Well, yeah, right. I guess at that point, yeah, you should have seen the writing on the wall, the cracks in the facade of what was going to happen later on down the line.
Right. Like, and she said, like, even before everyone gets there, she's telling Dennis Leary, like, it's the movie starts with her going to Dennis Leary, and while he's trying to build the dollhouse, and she's like, I sent the text to the kids to nominate me for this contest. They haven't done it yet. And he's like, well, tell them again. And she's like, I really shouldn't have to. Like, I don't have to be told several times to take care of my family. I shouldn't have to tell them several times, do one nice thing for your mother. You're like, oh, first world problems, but like, I'm gonna get a gang of women, to like, middle-aged women who don't feel appreciated by their families, to like fucking beat you with a bat.
That's valid. I understand that there is. You should have seen the discussion or heard. Let's try that. You should have heard the discussion.
Why don't you give me a chance to watch football? I mean, listen to you and tell me the discussion that happened with you and Mindy, because I don't want to keep yelling at you.
No. I mean, she clearly understood where Claire was coming from.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she knew that feeling neglected, feeling not recognized is something that she feels from time to time. You know,
Right.
the kids are kind of expecting you to do this. And not only that, I mean, the kids may not even expect her to do this, but she expects herself to do something. And maybe she can't do it. And she wants to, you know, she wants to make the kids happy, and she feels like she is a failure at that because she's not able to do or able to spend all the money that she wants to try and get something that all the kids want for Christmas. So she can see what was going on with Michelle Pfeiffer, and by the end of this movie, you know, she's cheering on what happened. You know, by gosh, if I could, you know, what I'm hearing is, you know, if I could I would get up and leave my family, and they would miss me. And it's like, just talk to us, you know, let us know what's going on. But I of course, what I did was I kind of gave her a truncated version of what I ran down for you, with all the bad decisions that this lady made, that results in her essentially leaving her family without calling them for days. Maybe it wasn't.
It was a night, Jesse. It was a night, and then
one night,
Longoria called them.
Yeah, you know, at the time
she didn't walk to Mordor.
It was so funny. They see her on the show, and then like within, I don't know, 10 minutes after all that happens, when the family sees her on the TV, they're on a plane. And I was like, well, of course. I mean, he decides to fly the whole family to go pick her up. I was like, come on. Well, it turns out it was the Ava Longoria's show brought them on there and flew them down. So anyway, point I was trying to make was, I was like, rich white people strike again. You know, this isn't going to happen in real life in any way.
Comrade Jesse, my goodness.
But no, it was, you know, by the end of the film, they just needed to have a talk. And I get that's really what I think the message was. It's like, you know, they have to have a discussion. Things change, and emotional labor. So I'll just go ahead and tell you this. This is the first time I ever heard this term. And I, you know, when I was working through
invisible labor.
Invisible labor is okay. Yeah. Well, when I was working through my thoughts, that's one of the things that ChatGPT spat out at me was emotional labor. And I was like, okay, I don't, labor. Yeah, I do not understand that. I've never heard that term. And obviously by my conversation with you tonight, I probably should have known about this a while back, and maybe I'd have a little bit more sympathy. But
it's so funny because, like I said, you and I just, a lot of things we agree on, a lot of things we don't agree on. It's just like, there's the occasional time, tonight being one of them, where you can very much see the different walks of life we've traveled.
Oh yeah.
And and it's not fair because I'm also coming to you as a professional therapist, where like the kinds of stuff this movie is talking about are things that I confront in some way daily. It's part of it's my job. You know, but if this movie, I don't know, were about like people, I don't know, people dealing with fucking unemployment or something, and I'm like, oh my god, you know, I can't believe this. And like, no, this is, you know, that's what you deal with. And you know, you used to have to talk to those people,
right?
And so you had an experience talking with people dealing with unemployment that I didn't have. I'm like really wrestling with this, trying to explain like why you and I are so far apart on it, but I'm doing my best.
Well, hey, you know, it's not like we definitely do not have to agree here. I mean, you liked it, which is perfectly fine. I didn't. I didn't hate the film. I kind of understand a little bit more now where it was coming from, but as far as like how much emotional weight this had as a Christmas movie for me, it was pretty few and far between. Let me ask you one more question, Mark. We can move on whenever you want to, but has anybody like ever like just disappeared out of your life for like a day and a half, 2 days, a day, or someone real close to you, like this lady's obviously the mother, the matriarch of this family, and just leaves? Has that ever happened?
Not for more than a day, but when I was dating this woman, Chrissy, just off the top of my head, when I was dating this woman, Chrissy, we had gotten into, I think you knew about this because it happened. This is when I liked Heather's picture, and fucking Chrissy saw that I liked it and then stopped talking to me because I had emotionally cheated on her.
Yeah.
So the whole next day, like, we'd had kind of a routine of checking in with each other, and we both got up really early in the morning. So when I don't hear from you by a specific time, I assume there's a problem. And I had not heard from her. And there were a couple of different times where I should have, and I didn't. I was checking in with her, and she also wasn't showing up on Messenger, which she would normally, even if she isn't talking to me, I can see her on Messenger, like the little green light.
Right.
And like nothing. And I did not hear from her until like the middle of the afternoon, where she was just like, yeah. And then, and then she finally did turn up, and it was like, you're the worst person ever because you liked a pretty girl's picture, and I'm emotionally unstable and couldn't handle it.
Good riddance.
But to your point, I legitimately thought something happened to her.
Mm.
And I was
That's
worried.
scary.
I was not worried about being broken up with, though, because my thought was we had plans, and if we're not going to be together, I need to find other people to do these plans with because some of them involve tickets. And that was kind of my only concern.
Right.
But I thought like she was one of the people who does like puts cones out for like construction or whatever, and that's a dangerous job.
So you're worried that she might have got hit or something?
Yeah, I thought something happened to her, or because I liked the pretty girl's picture, she fucking killed herself or something. Also possible.
Well,
so never leave your wife, Jesse. Never date. There's nothing out there for you.
Trust me, I have.
Go upstairs and tell Mindy you're sorry. Oh, what fun's the best Christmas movie ever?
I'm so sorry. Oh,
Mary
man.
Little Lex, do you have any other questions? Because
no. Yeah, I mean, we right, dude. We had a great conversation. I didn't even need to ask like 90% of what I had written down here. So I think that was fun.
The cards like done here. So Merry Little Xmas features an old Alicia Silverstone, and oh my god, this fucking movie. I'm going to not be Robert Winfrey about this and editorialize as I'm trying to tell you what happened. I'm just going to do what I've asked him to do for 15 years and just fucking tell you what happened swiftly. Alicia Silverstone and Hunky Man are divorcing. And Hunky Man no longer lives in the house with Alicia Silverstone. She lives in the house. And she has decided that after this Christmas and her son graduates high school, which he is a senior, she's going to sell the house and go live out her dreams in big city. But she just has to get through this fucking holiday. So her daughter comes home from college with dorky boyfriend. Her son, she wants to go to college, but he wants to be a fireman. And her and her estranged ex-husband have a really good co-parenting relationship, just the best ever. They use I feel statements. They are doing everything they are supposed to do in a couples therapy session brought to life. Okay, it is amazing. But the wrinkle in time is that, they're supposed to be completely honest with one another, and Hunky ex-husband is now dating Sexy Lady and didn't tell Alicia Silverstone that he was dating Sexy Lady. So
everybody else knew. That was the problem right there. Everybody else knew.
Right. Everybody else knew but her. So now the wrinkle in all of their Christmas plans is the introduction of this alien life form, this Sexy Lady. And Alicia Silverstone kind of has to spend most of the movie reacting to that. And their co-parenting relationship kind of erodes. Their ability to talk therapy, speak to each other erodes. And finally, it fucking blows up. And she has found out that she is moving, And kind of like Michelle Pfeiffer, she felt kind of taken for granted, didn't feel appreciated, felt like she had put off the life that she wanted to live to raise this family in Podunk Town, only to find out that this was not a very fulfilling life for her. So she gets found out, and everyone's irritated with her for also not being honest about what she was going to do with the house and staying in Podunk Town. So shortly thereafter, when they're exchanging gifts, the hunky husband does a nice gift for his estranged wife, Alicia Silverstone, which causes Sexy Lady to lose her fucking shit. And in her defense, as with a lot of these kinds of movies, over the course of the movie, she keeps being shown that there's still feelings between these two. And finally, she's like, I'm Sexy Lady, and I have money. I don't need this. And she fucks off. Alicia Silverstone had been was using the local hunk, the other local hunk, young guy, as,
Chet.
fake boyfriend. Yes, Chet. As fake boyfriend, so that she would have a partner around when, a strange husband and Sexy Lady were around. That ends. That's kind of, just ends. She's like, I don't need you anymore. You're fired. It's like The Apprentice.
I don't think they were. I mean, as serious as Chet thought things were going to be, I don't think Kate had really let on that this was going to be really serious.
Yeah, no, I think it was, again, I just need to get through the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
and make my ex-husband jealous.
Yeah. So, long story short, too late. Alicia Silverstone and hunky ex-husband end up reconciling. They have a nice Christmas with their children. Rich,
and the town comes over too. I mean,
and everyone in town comes over to say, but we never took you for granted, and we've always loved you, and you're a very nice lady who helped us all, and we don't want you to leave. And so she decides, well, then I won't sell that. Well, I think they have a conversation where basically he's like, if you're going to go to Boston, sell the house and I'll go with you. I've already done enough for this town. I don't need to do anything further. You're right. I want to, most importantly than my career. His whole story was basically, I put my career first. I put this town first, and it hurt our marriage. It hurt you. I'm sorry. I would like to spend the next half of my life making up for that. And then she's like, no, clearly I misread this whole fucking town. And it would be a lie to you and everybody else to say that this was not a fulfilling life. It was. I had wonderful children. You were great. I wish we had figured this out before divorcing. So they get back together again. She stays in the house, and they all live happily ever after.
They have a merry little
Christmas. That's right. All right, Jesse, take it away.
All right, Mark. I mean, let me ask you this first. I mean, you talked about how this was something that obviously was possibly a fantasy. I mean, go ahead and lay it on us. Why did you feel that this was a fantasy fulfillment? Because people don't act like this, or
I said it was wish fulfillment.
Wish fulfillment. Okay.
It is therapy speak. Wish fulfillment. This is the way people think. This is the way, like, Gen Z wishes people would talk. I'm very sensitive to therapy speak right now because it's showing up in Zootopia. It showed up here in writ large. It is showing up in different areas. I don't want to get off on a rant.
Okay.
I don't want to go into a whole side thing. So I'm going to say what I have to say in 50 words or less. You can question me on it, but we will spend the next 3 hours if you let
if I have to go down this road, I'll take you with me. Go ahead.
Barring the persistently psychotic, who don't really benefit all that much from cognitive behavioral talk therapy to begin with. But since we live in a world where billing people is more important than helping people, put those people aside. They'll be in therapy forever. Cognitive behavioral talk therapy should be short-term. It's not for a variety of reasons, some of which is the therapist's own fault. But in practice, the best case scenario is You go to talk to someone professionally. You start to learn how to express yourself emotionally appropriately. You talk through the causes of your behavior, root causes, historical causes, etc. You unpack your emotional injuries. You learn coping skills. You do some reality testing, and then you're fucking done. Get on with your life. Okay? 6 months should be about the longest, and that's even stretching some of this. If you so desperately need a, ersatz parent in your life to tell you what to fucking do because none bothered before, and you're in your 20s now and you're completely fucking lost, then hire a life coach who's more adept at doing that sort of thing. But that's not what therapy is really for. You come in, you talk through your problems, you come up with some ways of handling it on your own, put some tools in your tool belt, and get the fuck out. And we now live in a world where the youngsters want forever therapy. Forever therapy, Jesse. Come in and babble and I'm going to get myself fired from my job. Come in and get and babble incessantly. Until life produces circumstances that forces you to quit therapy or you move to a new therapist after you sucked dry the first one. Have you seen these people? They just move from therapist to therapist like fucking vampires. Taking all they can out of the therapeutic experience and that particular therapist. And then when they're done and they've left a husk of a mental health professional behind, they move on to the next unsuspecting victim.
Husk.
I'm sick of it.
So,
I look, I'm all about like internal communication between people and people you have a relationship with when it is appropriate in limited function. Period. This is not meant to be done as the main communication style for everybody all the time. That's absurd.
Okay. Now,
and that's this whole fucking movie.
Oh, I was clearly aware of when she was like, okay, I'm going to talk about my feelings or whatever she would say. I feel, and I thought, well, okay, she's carrying that over. They're obviously carrying that over from either a couples therapist or, marriage counseling, something like that.
I was actually okay with that part of it because that at least is a Chekhov's gun that pays off later.
What am I missing then? Like, what's the rest of it that's like?
Honestly, the big thing I'm screaming about is the scene where when after they've gone sledding and he gets to rub his dick up against her ass for a little bit.
He's checking to see if she hurt herself.
No, that's when he had his hand up her shirt.
Okay.
I'm talking about when they were actually
when they were going down the hill.
When they were going down on the sled. I get to make fun of it if the movie's making fun of it. The movie says it. I can make fun of it.
Okay, I mean, I get it. I get it.
So, and so they go down the sled, and then she's talking to I think Jamila, whatever the hell her name is, sexy lady, and she's like kvetching about her relationship with him, and then he's talking to Chet, and Chet proceeds to become like his therapist.
Yeah, he does. Like, this guy is written off to be like this dumb idiot, and all of a sudden, like, he is. I honestly thought like these guys were plants or something at one point. I was like, how did the town get this together?
Therapist.
I honestly thought that was what was happening. But I get it.
I think that's where I lost my patience with the movie.
Okay.
Because I was okay with it up to that point. I was, like I said, I was okay with, the I feel statements thing because they'll pay it off later at least. At least it's part of, like, it leads to a plot point in the movie where things are falling apart. That was fine. But I think that scene was just too much for me. And it's too much for me because, one, I'm seeing it too much. I'm seeing it overused in movies. I'm seeing it abused by people. Like, so I'll give you, I don't want to talk too much about this because I shouldn't talk too much about my actual job, but sure. I have been in family therapy sessions where somebody is abusing therapy speak. Somebody is trying to, and I'm becoming very, very sensitive to this. They're weaponizing the therapist as an opportunity to abuse somebody they're in the therapy session with. whether it's family therapy or couples therapy. I can't tell you the amount of couples therapy sessions I've had to do where somebody was trying to weaponize me against their partner, and that was the entirety of the reason we were in couples therapy. And I have to tell people, I have no dog in this hunt. I'm not a judge. You will not come for me for sentencing. You not plead your case, and I have to then make a judgment. I'm here to help you be the best versions of yourself for each other. That's it. That's my whole role. If that's not what you want, if you want me to yell at your partner to tell them that they're wrong, you have come to the wrong fucking guy. So yeah, I'm a little I'm like the exact opposite of you with the other movie, where this is everything I'm starting to hate about my profession. And I like my profession. I'm good at it. I'm a good therapist, believe it or not, contrary to what you might be thinking listening to this podcast. But I'm actually really good at my job. And I don't want to see it abused.
Right.
It would be like if you developed like a really good hammer, a hammer that's really good for helping build houses, and people are using it to break glass windows.
Yeah.
It's like that's not what it's there for.
Right. I hear you. Well, yeah, that obviously struck a chord with you.
You think?
I could tell. I mean, for me, a lot of this movie, I think that number one, it was pretty lighthearted. I mean, this was really
just shy of saccharine.
It was really lighthearted. I think I admired the fact that these two people were kind of working through their stuff as civil as they could. It's a small town feel movie too, because I mean, we open this thing up and they're sitting in a coffee shop. Yeah,
it's kind of like what we said about Hot Frosty last year, where clearly Netflix is in the business of doing Hallmark movies, but trying to find an angle with them because they can't do the exact same movies.
Yeah, Chet was definitely Hot Frosty in this. I mean,
oh yeah, Hot Frosty.
The fact that he's like an exotic dancer, I enjoyed some parts of his character, especially at the end where he's like, there's a fire that happens and he takes his shirt off. He's got all these abs and he's trying to beat the fire and he's shaking his ass at the same time. And I thought that was hilarious. But I think what really stood out to me in this movie is the fact that this couple was trying to move on. They realized that their relationship had actually gone south and they were just going to try to move forward into a future. And our main character here, Kate, I think that's why the whole house is possibly going to be getting sold, because there's a lot of memory there. And she feels like
she wants to move. She felt like she put her career on hold to take care of this family and this man, and didn't feel like the sacrifices she made were accounted for or respected. For example, she complains that instead of being home on the holidays, he worked. That's right. I think for most people, mostly women, because that's what ends up happening with the majority of women, is they're willing to take on their share of the household responsibilities. They don't feel like the husband, like the husband just like, oh, I just have to work. As long as I think I kind of identified with this, because thinking back, I was kind of like this with Melissa, where it was like, I'm working to take care of this family. I have to work. Or we don't have money, and you like to spend a lot of it. So like, I need to go work. And that means I can't be home and work at the same time. That would be an unrealistic expectation. And then the woman's like, okay, but what I do is work too. I did a whole thing on TikTok on like stay-at-home mom labor and it not being treated as labor. So like, if you accept the premise that what a woman does in the home is labor and what a male does outside of the home is labor, you don't then get to rest on the laurels of, I should be able to relax when I'm home. I've already done the labor. When the woman's like, when do I get time fucking off then? When do I get to rest? I think both parties in a marriage want to be appreciated for what they're bringing to keep the household running. And one or both parties is not respecting it, not appreciating it. And this is where resentment starts to rot the structure of any given marriage.
Right.
And that's kind of Alicia Silverstone's point, is I did everything that needed to be done so that you could be successful, the least you could have done was been more present than you were. You didn't have to work as hard as you did.
What was the term that they used at the beginning of this? Something decoupling. I cannot remember the name of
he's like stable decoupling or something like
something,
that.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Everybody in the town was like, "Oh, we're not going to call it a divorce. We're going to call it that." Okay, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
They laughed in their face. Okay.
What is it when you're driving? You there's a term for like when you let go of the wheel just enough, because you got power steering, the wheel will turn for you. Controlled slipping. It was like a controlled decoupling.
Controlled decoupling.
Yeah,
that feels right. I'll go ahead and leave with my favorite part of this movie, and that is Everett, our hunky husband here, hunky ex-husband. His two gay dads were probably my favorite part of this movie.
So Erica pointed this out to me. The black gay dad is the husband who married into the Huxtable family in the Cosby Show.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah, she pointed.
Oh, wow.
She pointed that out to me before she fell asleep.
I thought every time they were on the screen, I think they were just so, it was fun to watch them. I had a good time. But yeah, I mean, as far as of the three, I think I come out of this going, I enjoyed this. I watched this today, had a good time. This is one of the few holiday films where you're just like, all right, Hallmark was the best way to put it. I think. Yeah. You don't have a whole lot of drama here. You're just watching Kate, Alicia Silverstone's character here, kind of work through her stuff. And at the end, we have a very happy ending, and granted, is it realistic? Is it real? I doubt it. But what Christmas movies are.
I think, okay. So to be fair to this movie and to come down off my high horse, a fair assessment of this movie is it's a sweet movie about the recognizing that if you're not intentional with your marriage, it will rot from resentment. I like that sort of thing. I wish it hadn't been so laden with therapy speak. I wish that scene with the skiing hadn't happened, because it ruined the rest of the movie for me. And stuff like that pops up in different places. That scene was excessive. And I think I could have handled the amount of therapy speak in the movie minus that scene.
Okay.
That scene made it so bad, and it took me so far out of the movie. I had a hard time accepting what it really does well, which is talk about, like, if you're not intentional with your partner. I always use the metaphor of a marriage is a beach ball, and you both get little touches to keep it up in the air. As long as it's in the air, your marriage is good. But if you don't touch it, if you don't intentionally keep that beach ball up, it drops, and now you got nothing. Mm-hmm. You got a beach, you got a marriage on the ground. Little things like the things that love languages, the things that your partner, the way that your partner reads and acknowledges love, it's incumbent upon you to do those things. And clearly Alicia Silverstone was like, you were too absent. Like, she wasn't saying don't be a doctor, don't go to work. She was just like, you were too absent. You went too far. And there's an argument to be made of, like, there's no success without sacrifice. Okay, maybe raising a family isn't for you then.
I think the explanation that he gives as to why he did that was pretty interesting.
What was the explanation? I don't remember.
It was the fact that his dads were the first, like, two gay dads to have a kid.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Explain that.
And he
that's
said,
what we're talking about.
Yeah, he essentially said that because of that, he didn't want to let his obviously there were a lot of eyes on him. And I got to thinking, like, they're probably in their 40s and maybe possibly close to their 50s here. So that would have been like back in the late 70s, 80s when they adopted him, maybe a little bit later than that. But yeah, I mean, that would have been really early. Obviously, there was probably going to be some criticism in this small town of this gay couple, like, trying to raise a son. So he felt that, he's like, I actually felt that I had to succeed and become very successful and be a doctor and work as hard as I could and continue to work. And I neglected my family in doing that in order to because of everything that I felt was put upon me with the situation and all of that stuff. He realizes, he should have never done, and he actually verbalizes that to Kate and apologizes for it, because he realizes that obviously impacted their marriage and probably led them down the path that they're on. So, I enjoyed that, but again, I understand where you're coming from, where you're saying like this is kind of wish fulfillment, like you want to see people be able to handle their feelings like this.
Yeah, that's I since you brought it up again, I'll reiterate, maybe a little bit clearer and less hostile. There are more people than not can't speak that way.
Right.
That is a very young thing, and the people doing it are kind of doing like they are forcing out therapy speak in a way that degrades the language itself. That upsets me. That's probably why you're getting such a negative reaction, is the language of feelings and the language of mental health, language of mental health expression should be used surgically, not like a fire hose. You and I talk, and we just talk like normal people. When I have to explain something that has a psychological bent to it, I revert to that, and then I come back out of it again. People stay stuck in it. That's a problem.
Mm.
And this movie, they tended to stay stuck in it as if it was like the only way to speak.
Didn't feel genuine. Yeah.
Scarcity creates value. When it becomes everyday parlance, it no longer holds any value.
Right.
And more often than not, and this is what I was talking about when I say people weaponize therapists. People weaponize therapy. They weaponize therapists. They use it as an excuse for bad behavior. This is also my favorite thing going on right now is, my trauma, as if that's an excuse to act like a shit person. I don't accept that. I fundamentally don't accept that premise.
If I remember correctly, something about a cat and trauma.
Cats are not aware of trauma, Jesse. That is correct.
Isn't there a song? I could have swore I heard a song somewhere.
It's by the sensation that's sweeping the nation, the passive-aggressive pansexual peanut butters.
Listen to them on your local Spotify.
That is correct. She is a cat. She is not aware of trauma.
That is right. Lovely discussion, Mark. We got our third film, which I guess we both planted in the middle.
Amount to talk about.
Gosh, what a weird
Jingle Bell Heist. Really simple. There's a girl. She works for a department store in London. She's taking care of a sick mom. Sick mom needs money to get the medicine so she doesn't die. We have a guy. He has a daughter, and he's divorced because all dads are, and he needs money so that he can take care of his daughter. And his wife and the kid are moving away, and so he needs money to be able to move too, or he won't see his daughter anymore, because that's how that works. So both of them have decided that the owner of the department store is evil and deserves to be robbed. So they set about doing so, and they face obstacle after obstacle after obstacle. But when midway through the movie, they run afoul of evil rich man's wife, who agrees that he is evil.
Mm-hmm. Can I join in?
And decides, if you cut me in, I will help you, because you two idiots are not going to be able to accomplish this without my help.
Yeah, she was a little ahead of him.
Yeah. So they enact her plan successfully. One of the subplots of this movie is that part of the way that he got his money is that he fakes robberies and then collects the insurance money and frames innocent people. Our lead guy, he was framed. Another security guard in the movie gets framed. And so in the end, they frame him for a robbery, and he gets his comeuppance. Everyone gets what they need, and we have a happy ending. All the people in this are attractive. Love it. At the end, our attractive leads kiss. It all works out.
Yeah.
That's the movie.
Yeah, I mean, we have a few little nuances in there, and we'll talk about them here in a second. I'm sure I'll
Sure.
throw some things at you, but I mean, I'm just going to give you my top three things I disliked about the movie and the top three things I liked about the movie.
Okay.
All right. So we'll start with the stuff I didn't like. We'll start with the negative first. I didn't really feel like the chemistry or the romance between Nick, which is an interesting name here for this character, Nick and Sophia, played by Olivia Holt. I don't feel that it felt natural. This is kind of like doing a. You ever see the cartoons where the guys, somebody's on skis and they go way apart? Well, that's kind of what the tone of this movie felt like. Is it going to be a heist film? Is it going to be a romance? Is it going to make up its mind? Is it going to let me know what it wants to do? Sometimes I was like, I don't know. Sometimes the heist looked like it was going to fall apart, and then then all of a sudden they're forced to kiss at a party.
You can tell that it was made for Gen Z because Gen Z doesn't like the sex, and this is an utterly sexually agnostic movie. This is asexual. This movie.
Yeah.
It's not aromantic. They are on screen. Technically, they end up loving each other.
Right.
However, this has as much sexual chemistry as an ice sculpture.
It's not. Yeah, there was a moment where I think they kissed just to avoid detection, and it was like one of those things where you're just like, oh, of course this happened.
Yeah.
It felt more like their bond was just shared desperation at first.
Sure.
They
Definitely.
Then genuine romance, and maybe by the end of this, that's going to grow into something. It felt like it never fully committed to either genre. It felt like some of the parts of the movie were uneven, sometimes a little boring to me. This is not a classic holiday film. It's not something where you're going to, you know what it reminded me of, and I do not know why it reminded me of this, because I honestly think the other movie is way better than this one. Reindeer Games with Ben Affleck and Charlize Theron. That for some reason came to the powwow safe. I've seen that like 5 times. I'll watch that another 5 before I'd ever come back to this thing.
Jesse, trust me, I'm not watching any of these again.
Yeah, they are pretty forgettable, and that was my last line here. Is like
Robert said it on a Damn You Hollywood a couple of weeks ago. He was like, everything about our culture right now is disposable.
It is
either second screen viewing, or you watch it like once and never watch it again, or you put it on because you need noise to sleep.
It really is. It's hard to find something that is going to be lasting.
Yeah.
And none of the Jingle Bell Heist is absolutely not that. I mean, I watched it and I got through it, and I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. It was one of those movies where it was just there.
Like, in all honesty, this felt like they had a heist film lying around, and then it was like, throw Christmas shit in there and hit the Christmas movie randomizer,
dude,
and then like throw the word heist on there. This could have been, the first Noel heist, the little drummer boy heist, fucking rocking around the Christmas tree heist.
If you take the Christmas element of it and put any other holiday in there,
yeah,
it would have worked.
Why couldn't we do this at Easter?
Right, dude. That was one of the things I had listed here.
The Labor Day heist.
This isn't a Christmas film. This is a situation where it's more a heist revenge film.
Yeah.
Because they're getting even with the rich.
Right.
It's
it's a class film more than anything else. It's like, oh, look at the poor people who, despite being good people who don't make bad decisions, get caught up in a situation that gets away from them, and now they're desperate, and they're going to take revenge on the evil boss. Yeah. This is more 9 to 5 than it is Christmas movie.
Really it is. Really it is. Going from 3 to 1 on my top 3 that I really liked about the film. Number 3 is the heist premise. Just enough. I mean, there's just enough of that there. It justified the title, kept the movie moving.
This is no Ocean's 11.
It is a little bit unpredictable, so I kind of like that. Like, you don't know exactly what's going to happen next, so that's not.
I don't know about unpredictable. I would say there are a lot of obstacles in the way, and the one thing I will say about this, I agree with what you're trying to say. I don't agree with the way you're saying it.
Okay.
I think because they do the heist within the first act of the movie and fuck it up. Like it goes wrong. The
Right.
shit's not there.
Right.
So then they have to improvise, and they keep giving up. That's the other thing. It's like, oh well, shit. You know?
Yeah, it's not until they fuck up again that one lady's like, "Hey, let me help you do this right."
Right. They
It turns out to
fuck
be the
up like
guy's
two or
wife.
three. They fuck up like 2 or 3 times before she's like, "Listen, you idiots. You
Yeah.
know, here's what you're gonna do." But I kind of like that about the movie is that the whole movie they're trying to rob this guy and failing, and then even at the end, they had to throw in the telenovela moment of, you know, it needs a DNA thing, and she puts her finger on it, and she turns around, and she's like, "Hi, it's Mia. I am his daughter."
Yeah.
And then it's like a fucking Joker situation where Thomas Wayne impregnated this poor lady, and then it was like, "I don't know you, street urchin." You know, get away from me,
I'm crossing off number 1 right now because that's really the only other like big thing I think that I come out of this liking was the twist ending where you which I didn't know. I mean, I kind of wondered, but you know, I didn't think we would land on, oh my goodness, that's actually his daughter. It's his daughter that's doing this. And then, yeah, just like you said, she does the DNA, and she's at this whole time she's been planning on doing this because she wants to get back. And I love the fact that they didn't rob the guy. They just put all the jewels back that he claimed were stolen. And when the police show up, they're like, wait a second, what the hell do you got these for? And then he gets arrested for insurance fraud.
Right.
So I thought that was
which is how he was fucking the lead and then the other security guard. So he, you know, they hoisted him with his own petard.
Exactly. I think that was probably what redeemed like a little bit of this movie for me was the end and how we got revenge. So
There's so much hostility towards corporation, capitalism, and management.
Well,
right
this
now.
guy
And
was a shitheel, though. I mean, my goodness.
I was gonna say, and some of it, you know, deservedly so. But this is absolutely what that's meant for. This is again another wish fulfillment fantasy film where young people who are so already angry with the way things are going and feel like Olivia Holt does can kind of project themselves onto them. It's like, yeah, absolutely. Rich people should be stolen from. We should all be Robin Hood. I don't agree with that, but I can understand why people are angry and would identify with these two, you know, yahoos.
Right.
Like I'm not angry about. Well, I don't agree that people should be stolen from, even if they're rich and shitty. 2 wrongs don't make a right. However, I get at least. Well, I'm not mad at people for feeling that way.
Sure.
I'm not gonna spend the rest of my life being mad at morons. Like it is what it is. So I can see where I was starting to say this before with like they just kind of threw it into the name randomizer. Is if you're a young person and you're just like on Netflix, it's the only streaming thing that you currently use, because you don't want to be one of these people with $100 worth of streaming services, and you're just like, it's Christmas time. Let me look for Christmas stuff. Oh, this has Jingle Bells in the title. Wonderful.
Yep.
And then you just watch it and you're like, cool. I like to see rich people get fucked. All right, let me go jump on TikTok Live now.
There wasn't a lot of humor in this either. I thought it would be a little bit funnier. I mean, there were some parts that were funny, but
almost
again,
dour.
Yeah, it was more like I feel sorry for these two people.
Mm-hmm.
And they obviously aren't going to be able to pull this off. What is going to happen? But yeah, it definitely doesn't have like a really feel good Christmas movie feel to it. That's for sure.
The script that I read at the beginning, based on my own kind of working through my live work through of thoughts with ChatGPT, was how much the unifying thread in all 3 of these movies is resentment.
Right.
And what a time we live in, that it's Christmas time, a time to be joyful, a time to be with family. You know, we've just come off of Thanksgiving, a time to be thankful, a time to remember that we live in, despite a lot of hardships, we live in some pretty decent times and have a lot of good things going for us as a civilization. And it's like, nope, all I feel is resentment. I hate my family. I hate this fucking holiday. I hate the weather. It's like
I've often thought, like, as far as like watching movies or movies being made, one of the things that they're very well known to do is to kind of like shine a light on the culture at the time of things. And then people through these movies can somehow identify what exactly is going on, or at least identify with things that are going on in the movie and realize that, okay, maybe this is some shit I got to work on. And I honestly think that, yeah, we've moved into a point in movies where, just like you said, the holidays are, the theme is resentment. So hopefully shining a light on that will make people realize I shouldn't feel like this. What can I do not to feel like this? And here we have a few, 3 stories that maybe help people work through that. And maybe the thing we'll have to worry about 10 Christmases from now is definitely not resentment.
Yeah, I don't know. These are all also second screen viewing. And like, look, I throw that out there like I'm some, pure film watcher. If I'm not at the movies, it's second screen viewing for me too.
Okay,
like,
when you say second screen viewing, explain what
I
that
have
means.
other stuff going on.
So you're looking at your phone and then the TV. Is that what you mean?
So when I watched Oh What Fun on my big TV in my bedroom, I almost can guarantee you I had sports on my iPad and I was scrolling TikTok.
Okay. I mean, I can't like say, oh my gosh, because I'm sure I was playing Marvel Snap at the same time I was watching one of these or two of these.
I will guarantee you during Merry Little Xmas, I had on.
You were looking for another screen. I was like, give me one more.
I would say like through all 3 of these at one point or another, I had at least one other screen going. I'm either scrolling TikTok kind of absentmindedly while the movie is playing, and I'm kind of paying attention to both, or at best, like I said, movie on the big screen, the Magic game, or the Bears against the Packers on my iPad, and fucking TikTok open with my girlfriend either on a TikTok live or sleeping on a TikTok live. Could be any one of those things.
Classic.
People send her roses for this sort of thing. She was on a TikTok live earlier today, and like she has it close enough to the face she can't really see what's like behind her or anything. But this is in the bedroom, and I have to shower and change, and at some point, and I don't shower with my clothing on, so I had to get naked at some point, and so I'm like screaming it in the room. I'm like, I will now take my clothing off, so this just to not be caught with
Right.
It affects her more than me. Like I've been naked in public before, but I don't want her account to get banned. My naked fat ass traipsing through her live. So I'm like live narrating what I'm doing as loud as possible.
Roses, I'm sure, were thrown.
Oh, galaxies, whales, you name it.
Galaxies. TikTok currency. I don't understand.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be the currency of the dollar. People are abandoning the dollar. They will take on the TikTok currency.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, you're in the not too distant future, your check is going to be 10,000 roses, and
I do not even want to ask
galaxies.
you if you're being serious. I would hope that you're not, sir.
Just you wait.
Bitcoin is crashing as we speak.
I'm telling you, we're all gonna get fucking roses and galaxies and whales. Thank you for liking the live, by the way.
Then I would have to download this app. Well, that was fun, Mark.
Yeah,
3 movies.
A lively discussion. I'm glad it was just the 2 of us tonight. I'm glad.
Were we supposed to have a third?
No. I've now just invited everybody. Like, just leave me alone. I want to talk to Jesse by myself. I have to say, whenever I ask, current or previous girlfriends or anybody else, like, who's your favorite person to listen to me do a podcast with, you're always like the number one. Like, everyone loves me and you together.
Well,
the second is
yes.
Robert. Robert and I have a very special thing we always have, but like it's in terms of just like. Because Robert and I can, one, be very negative, number one. Number two, we can be a bit wordy. You and I, it's a little bit more of a dynamic thing. And like people, I think just you're more relatable.
I love hearing that.
You're every day, every man.
I'm the everyman. The everyman.
That's my Christmas gift to you. So you're the most relatable person I podcast with, and that everyone loves. Everyone loves Jesse. Is the name of the sitcom. Everyone loves Jesse.
Boy, thank you very much. Anybody who enjoys us hanging out, I always have a good time.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's never work when I record with you.
That's right. That's right.
It's a bit of a distraction from the football game I bet on, but it's never work.
Who's playing?
Patriots Ravens.
Is the Patriots winning?
Well, the Ravens just scored, but it's a close game. It's like 17-13, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
still
took the
winnable for the
Patriots,
Patriots.
I'm pretty sure.
I've already got one leg of the bet. I bet 200 yards passing for Drake May. He cleared that easy.
Oh, really?
But the Patriots are not favored to win this game, so I bet the money line on the Patriots, and that he would throw 2 touchdowns. He's thrown one already, and we're in the third quarter now.
Yeah.
So hopefully, this drive with 3 minutes and 10 seconds left, he will throw another touchdown, and that'll make it 20-17. And this has been your sports talk.
Yeah, buddy. Let me tell you.
All right, tomorrow, Robert and I think just Robert and I don't remember if Alexa's going to be on or not. We're talking Avatar, Fire and Ash, which I said at the top of the show is going to be in my top 10 this year. I really loved it. Ear-to-ear smile watching this thing for the most part. Kids loved it. We had a great time. Best Avatar movie that he's made. Low bar to clear, but still. That's it for the week, because it's Christmas, so no shows on Christmas Eve or Christmas Day, obviously. Are you doing anything with your girlfriend this week? No?
Not this week, I don't think. No, this is my only show this week.
Yeah. Sunday, me and you are back. You did the right thing. You canceled the show, but immediately offered a solution and an alternative as opposed to just fucking off, which is what other people do. So I rescheduled with you, Jesse. See how that works? When you treat this like a job.
Yes.
I work with you. So, yeah, Jesse couldn't do legit season 1 when we were supposed to. So he said, "Hey, it's 20 episodes. Why don't we just do them all at the same time?" Like, fine. We'll knock it out. We'll do the entire series, knock it out in one show. So
these aren't heady discussions we're going to be having. I'll tell you that much.
No, probably talk longer about my enjoyment of Jim Jeffries, the comedian, than I am about the actual show. But so we're going to talk with the season 1 and 2 of Legit on Sunday. A week from tomorrow is since I will not be in Cleveland, I will be reviewing Anaconda, much to Robert's chagrin. And then we will be back for a second helping of Damn You Hollywood on Thursday, January 1st, New Year's Day. That is our end of the year spectacular and our look forward into 2026. We will do something very exciting that we've been started doing last year. On air live, we will make the calendar for Damn You Hollywood. Come watch us as we discuss the next year's movie calendar.
Yay.
So that'll be fun. All right, go ahead and do your plugs and we'll get out of here.
Yeah. So, hey, last week, myself and Alexis Hana got together and we did a source material comics episode on Stranger Things X TMNT. So,
did she send you the audio?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I have it ready to rock and roll. We just we finished it up and had the audio that night. So, listen, if you like Stranger Things, if you like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I think this was done very well.
Did you live broadcast it or you just recorded it?
I think she recorded it. I'm pretty sure. I didn't know. I don't think she put it up video wise, but
okay.
Anyway, it was live. It was a fun discussion. So that'll be airing at some point here within the next few days. And then tomorrow, myself and Mark Radulich get together and we discuss Santa Claus Private Eye just in time for the week of Christmas. Santa Claus Private Eye. And then on the 25th, it's me, it's Evan Bevins, it's Chris Armstrong. We do another source material episode it's a Marvel 2-in-1 number 8, where Steve Gerber decided to write a story that involved the ever-loving Blue-Eyed Thing and Ghost Rider. Very much, I think it's called Silent Night, Deadly Night, if I remember correctly, which I believe is also the name of a movie. But anyway, this took place in 1974. And it is a crazy, crazy tale that involves Christmas and those two comic book characters. And as for the Unspoken Issues podcast, this week I will be finishing up some solo episodes where I'm talking every story in the 1993 Marvel Holiday Special. And we're finishing up the back half of that. 5, 6, 7, and 8 stories there. Those stories that'll be popping up. Those are like maybe 10-minute episodes, if that. So they're real quick, but they're going to be the next 4 days all the way up to Christmas. So there it is. That's all I got.
All right.
Mark Radulich.
Merry Christmas, Jesse, to you and your family. I hope it's a good one. Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night.